Have you ever stopped to think about why human beings believe? Why, even in the face of the impossible, many people remain standing? Perhaps there is something within us, something invisible yet powerful, that propels us forward when all seems lost. Is faith merely an emotion, a psychological refuge, a creation of culture, or is it the essential thread that connects humankind to the mystery of life? Welcome to the Voice of Faith channel. But ultimately, what is faith? How did it arise? Why does it exist? And what is the true power it has over the mind and over human destiny? What you are about to hear might change the way you see faith. Faith as a survival instinct. Before religions, before philosophies, there was instinct. Early humans lived surrounded by dangers, predators, hunger, cold, disease, and the mysteries of nature. They had no medicine, science, or technology, and yet they persevered. What kept them alive? The belief that tomorrow was worthwhile. Faith has been, since the earliest times, a form of survival, a mental, emotional, and spiritual mechanism that prevented humanity from giving up. For the philosopher Luke Ferry, faith is born from the fear of death and the need for meaning. It is not just hope. It is the answer to emptiness. It is the act of saying, I don't know what comes next, but I keep going. For many anthropology researchers, this primitive faith was the starting point for everything we call spirituality. Before religion existed, faith already existed. Faith in philosophy, the search for truth. Over the centuries, philosophy has attempted to understand this invisible force. Plato believed that faith was incomplete knowledge, a bridge between the visible and the invisible. Aristotle said that faith is impulse, an inner movement that leads us to action, even without proof. Augustine of Hippo stated, "To believe is to act." Kant said, "I need to abolish knowledge to give way to faith." For him, reason has limits, and when it ends, the territory of faith begins, the space where the human being discovers meaning. Kierkegaard stated that faith is a leap in the dark. It's not about seeing, but about trusting. And for William James, faith is an existential wager. You bet that life is worthwhile, and this activates forces within you that reason could never foresee. Perhaps you have never thought of it this way, but every human decision contains a little faith. Choosing a path, making a plan, having a child, loving someone. All great human acts are born from something that does not yet exist. Faith is what precedes reality. The psychology and science of faith. Modern science has investigated faith as a powerful mental phenomenon. Neuroscience studies show that believing can activate parts of the brain responsible for emotional resilience and decision-making. Faith generates dopamine and serotonin, the hormones of motivation and well-being. People with faith, regardless of religion, are more likely to recover from trauma, depression, emotional crises, and health problems. Viktor Frankl, who survived Nazi concentration camps, said that faith in life, can be the difference between resisting and giving up. He stated that when a human being has a why, they can endure any how. And perhaps that is why in the darkest moments, human beings don't ask for proof. They ask for hope. What comes next may directly affect your life. The power of faith in times of crisis. In 1974, mountaineer Joe Simpson fell on an Andean mountain. With a broken leg and trapped in the ice, he should have died. But he reported that amidst the despair, an inner voice said, "One step at a time." He survived. To this day, he doesn't know where that strength came from. In 2010, during the Haiti earthquake, a young woman named Laura was trapped under the rubble for 48 hours, without water, without light. And yet, she mentally repeated, "It's not over. I'm going to get out of here." She was rescued, alive, And she said later, "I didn't believe because I had strength. I found strength because I believed." Faith is like a flame, sometimes weak, sometimes strong, but always present. Perhaps faith doesn't wait for strength. Perhaps it is what creates strength. World cultures, faith in diverse forms. In India, faith is part of Dharma, the purpose of life. In Japan, it appears in silence and discipline. Among Australian Aborigines, faith lies in the memory of ancestors. In African culture, faith is communal. No one walks alone. In Latin America, faith is often linked to overcoming social difficulties and fighting for dignity. There is also philosophical faith, as in Stoicism, the idea that we can endure everything that is truly part of our journey. In each culture, faith is expressed in a different way, but the feeling is always the same. Despite suffering, life goes on. What comes next may change your way of seeing faith. The science of resilience and the role of faith has a direct impact on resilience. Research shows that people who believe in something, a purpose, a mission, a higher power, or even themselves, are more likely to overcome emotional crises. The human brain remodels itself when it has a reason to fight. It's as if faith acts as a shield against despair. It doesn't eliminate pain, but it gives strength to face it. Psychologist Martin Seligman called this learned hope. According to him, human beings can learn to have faith and can be trained to believe, even after a fall. Practices to develop faith. Faith can be strengthened with simple practices, silence and meditation to listen to what is inside you. Daily gratitude to train your eyes to see the beauty of life. Positive visualization to create maps of hope. Conscious breathing to stabilize emotions. And contact with stories of overcoming, which rekindle the flame of possibility. It's not about denying pain, it's about allowing pain not to be the last word. Questions that can open the heart. What if faith is a journey and not an answer? What if faith is not certainty, but courage? What if it is the key to discovering who we really are? Perhaps faith is the invitation to continue when everything says to stop. Final reflection. Perhaps faith is the greatest mystery of humanity, the bridge between the visible and the invisible, the silent path that, even hidden, continues to guide the steps of humankind. Because in the end, perhaps it's not certainty that transforms the world, but rather faith. If this video touched your heart, subscribe to the A Voz da Fé channel, leave a like, activate the notification bell, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message.